I'm kind of upset based on everything that we've said so far that this place doesn't already exist. Like, I want to go there tonight.
I've been playing games my whole life, like old school hardcore games.
I started doing a lot of web design work, and then pretty much got into games early on, 1994, 95, when Quake was around. Started doing a lot of mods in Half-Life, and that's when I fell in love with making video games.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing these guys said. It's like started from a very young age, and then sort of bounced back and forth between console and PC gaming. And it's like now, we're all working together and playing a lot of fighting games and stuff like that. It's like Smash just came out on the 3DS. We have a small tournament, and so it's really cool to sort of have these games where you can get together and just play.
I was pretty much like raised on console gaming, like playing Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 at like my cousin's house before I got my own like Dreamcast.
Right.
And we play a lot of like Super Smash Bros. And Marvel vs. Capcom.
Hey, I'm Kevin Powell.
Jordan Smith.
Kelly Weaver.
Harry Chichester.
Right where I live in California, I live down the street from Super Arcade. It's a really known arcade in
Right.
California where they run a lot of big tournaments. And I used to go to there when, back in college. That's where I would hang out, and so yeah, that's where all my money went.
Right, that's what this is for, actually.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is for.
Yeah, I would like to see it expand out here. I mean,
Yeah.
West Coast is really big in video games, and it'd be nice to see more tech stuff come up in Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah. I miss being able to go to like the arcades and stuff like that, and it's like I feel like we have a strong sort of community in the Atlanta area, but it's like you don't really see it until final round comes along, and it's like it'd be nice to have a sort of scene where that's happening throughout the year, and final round is like the big sort of celebration get together of all of that, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing something like that come to the Atlanta area, and really just the East Coast in general. I like the idea of just having weekly, monthly tournaments. Really is just like, I think that's really awesome, because usually it's just like the big tournaments. It's like everybody's like training up to compete in, and it's like it'd be really cool to have sort of a venue where you can go on a weekly basis to get better and play against players that probably will body you, 9 times out of 10, and so everybody ends up getting better, and then you send the best people out of that pool to these tournaments, and I feel like that's going to bring a lot more attention to the Atlanta area, definitely.
Yeah, like it'd be really cool to at these events, have a local dude to root for, and like feel like you're invested, because not only did you kind of help a little bit towards the sponsorship, but you're also playing against them, so you're helping train them to get better. In a small way, by them body.
Right, exactly.
In a small way. I think it's really awesome just having a place for people with a lot of the same sort of common interests to be able to come and learn about something they're passionate about, and it's like that's something I think we've been missing in the Atlanta area for a while. It's like, we have these conferences like Siege where a lot of these professionals in the game development industry come and share their knowledge, but we do have a big cosplay scene here, and there's other common interests. Is like one of our coworkers, he likes to mod arcade sticks, and so it's like even having people come out just to show this is how you mod a stick is like, I think that's really important, because even I'm interested in that, but
Right.
there's nowhere for me to go to like learn that. So
Exactly.
having an area where people can come and learn about stuff that they're probably a little bit interested in, and oh, I see they have this thing here that they're teaching, and it's very accessible. I think that's perfect. I feel like there's a lot of people that you're just going to bring out from just sheer interest.
Right.
So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think that like it's the overlap of like, I guess, geek hobbies or whatever. Like you're mentioning having people come out teaching sewing. I personally don't have any real particular interest in cosplay, but I could probably learn to sew. It would be a useful skill to have. So I would probably do something like that in a heartbeat, just to
see what it's about.
Just to see what it's about, and know, maybe that would get you into cosplay. I don't know.
That's true. And I mean, it could be anything from sewing to weapon and prop making
Yeah.
to working with chemicals like resin and stuff like that, just so you can work with it and have an idea, because not everybody knows that. And of course you can go on YouTube, but it's not the same as experiencing it yourself.
And like sometimes you have to wait for those conventions to come around before you see those tutorial panels where they teach you how to
Exactly.
cosplay, they teach you how to have like level design, but it's also like not very intimate because it's like one or two people speaking to a big room of 100.
Right.
And there's not really a lot of interaction between the speaker and people that are trying to learn. So just having it be smaller and more regular is definitely gonna interest a lot of people.
Right.
And one of the things that when somebody finds out like, oh, you make games, what do you do? Oh, I do the design stuff. They don't really like when somebody says, oh, how do you get into that? And you tell them like, oh, my son wants to play, wants to start making levels, whatever, but he doesn't know where to go.
Right.
And then you tell them, oh, you just go to this website, blah blah blah. But you can only do so much because you're telling a person to go to websites and there's certain things. But if you're actually there and show them, you can go to this website, Polycount, or you can, here's where you can search how to make skins or how to create a level, or even down to the greedy where how do you install a Call of Duty mod.
Right.
Right. So a lot of people don't know how to do that, and when they do start to install it, they get lost and they're like, oh, forget, I'm done.
And they
You
give
know,
up.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Call of Duty is a great game, but also at the same time, installing that mod pack is a big pain in the ass, and a lot of people fail the test
Mhm.
because they don't even know how to install the mod pack.
Right. You think of the ability to just go here and lock the doors and just stay in, well, I mean, not necessarily lock the doors, but, stay open until, all hours of the night, the next day, 6 a.m., whatever, and just people just game and game and game.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'd be down for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it brings me back to my college days.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you remember, we would all be in,
Exactly.
in the dorm room or the apartment, and we're just playing games like throughout the night. And
Online gaming. Maybe like even have a theme for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like StarCraft night or Company of Heroes night
Right.
or Street Fighter night.
Yeah.
Bad game night.
That game night, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
mean,
awesome.
we'll break out.
Yeah,
Some old
I
school
think
fun.
that's an awesome idea, and I feel like there would be a lot of people, including myself, that would be interested in participating in something like that.
Okay.
So it's like, it's really awesome to see somebody putting the thought into it ahead of time instead of just opening it up, because like LAN centers were really popular back when I was in high school. And it was just like they were popping up, left and right, but they were also, going out of business super quick.
Right.
Because it's like they just didn't get it. They saw the money in it, but not the intention behind it. And it's like seeing a sort of thought out business plan behind a LAN center and community driven. It's like that's what it's all about. It's gaming. We all come together to play our favorite games. So it's like I would totally give this business my business.
Give the business.
Give it the business.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this was something that I wanted to start like way back. I just didn't think that it would take off at the time until I saw Super Arcade like just start, in by Mount Sac and by where I live. I mean, that thing just took off. They just did everything the right way. They knew how to run tournaments. They even went to Twitch and started doing their live gaming on Twitch. It was brilliant across the board. But yeah, definitely I would endorse it, especially like when it comes down to teaching other people how to make games. We need more of that and actually be taught properly, because there's a lot of people out there that, designers specifically, they just go out and make stuff, but they don't really understand the grasp of true game design. You can't just put something together and then it's fun.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. So if we're there, communicating to your clientele and telling them this is actually how you create games, whether it's balancing or level design, it's something that they can really take to their home and say, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, this is how pacing works, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I would definitely go to a place like this. Like we've already talked about, some of the best times I had in college and stuff when you had all your friends together was just getting together and playing video games. And so having a center driven specifically for that aim now that we're adults and we can't just do like just waste hours and hours and hours like that. It's not because, we're not doing that anymore because we don't want to. We're not doing that anymore because it's not as convenient anymore. So this would certainly make that convenient, and I would go to it in a heartbeat, absolutely.
I know there's a lot of like kids now that are only grow up playing games online, and you also see like a lot of hostility online from people who only know other gamers as being people they face online. They never had that face-to-face interaction.
Right.
So having like a venue like that for people to actually get to know each other and get to know like there's the person you're playing against is someone just like you, someone you can be friends with, and they're not just someone to beat up against. Like fostering that sort of community is something that I really wish we see more of.
Right, absolutely. Alrighty, well that's all the questions I have, and I definitely appreciate you guys.
Today.
Today, right now.
Today. We'll be there tonight.
Alright, I'll meet you all there.